Hey folks, Jeff Eubanks, coming live from Eubanks Family Homestead, where hobby homesteading is a way of life. Glad for y'all to stop by just for a few minutes. We are out here in our purple martin colony. As you can see, the gourds. Let's see, I think it was Friday night, I counted 20 out here. We are right in the midst of the adult males and females from last year coming back. And our subadults, the birds that were hatched out last year, will be showing up somewhere between the 2nd and 3rd week of April, usually is when they show up. Maybe the 4th week, I guess 2nd to 4th week, something like that. Anyway, but right now we've got the old males and females coming back, and they're claiming their territories. And there's little things that I do for my martins. I provide them with nesting material, and I provide them with oyster shells. Now, I cleaned out my gourds. We've already had a video about that, and I put 2 handfuls of fresh pine straw in each gourd. And that way, when the purple martins come back, the first one shows up, they actually got something in there that they can kind of bed down in, because we still get some cool weather after the first birds show up. And then the second thing I do for them is I provide them oyster shells. You can buy this at any feed store where they have chicken feed, stuff like that. But martins need grit like any bird. But this has calcium in it, and they need calcium for their birds, the egg shells. And there's all kinds of trace minerals, because this comes from the ocean. All kinds of trace minerals in this stuff that's very beneficial to birds. See, they use it for chickens to help make the eggs solid, nice and strong. And you know, a lot of people use spent chicken shells for their martins. And I got thinking, well, if we feed our chickens oyster shells, why can't we feed oyster shells to the martins? And then, to go along with that idea, I was noticing when I was cleaning out the gourds, I was finding bits and pieces of what we call I don't know what the name of it is, but it's a little clam that resides in the good sized streams here on the house. And I'd find in bits and pieces of that stuff up there. So I'm thinking, okay, well, the martins are landing on the sandbars, picking this up and bringing it back to the young ones. And sure enough, I mean, in the summertime when they're feeding the young ones, you'll see them go down to the raised platform, get oyster shell, take it right back up and feed it to the young ones. So I have come to the conclusion that oyster shells are good to have out for your martins. Now, this is my platform feeder, nest material supplier, oyster shell location. Martins are not very agile on the ground, and you know, we got these 2 little miniature schnauzers. They can catch wrens and stuff like that. Cats can catch them, so it's very good to raise stuff up. That way martins don't have to get on the ground. So what I do, I have this little, it's a rock heavy bowl, and I take a coffee can. Bingo. Now, not only will the martins use this, but I've seen bluebirds, I've seen all kinds of birds come down here and get little bitty pieces. I mean, and like I said, it goes down to, you know, salt size. So what I do, I put some out and I put it up here. Boom, like that. Now, I also, this is where I provide them the straw, pine straw again, for them to build their nest. Hey, get away from there. No, dang it. Goats. So anyway, so when the martins, they start building their nest, if the weather holds, get out of here. If the weather holds out nice, we'll be having nest building by the 1st of April. And so when they start seeing this pine straw, they'll come down to it. Well, they'll also see the oyster shell. And so as they start building their nest, they'll start, you know, eating the oyster shell, which is very beneficial to the hens, females, because they'll have plenty of calcium to, you know, develop good strong egg shells. So that's why I do that now, and it's just something that I do. At one time I tried to make a mud hole out here, because sometimes martins will, you know, use mud in their nest construction. I never did have no luck at it. But so that's the thing we're doing to try to supply the martins with resources. Now, in our first video, I also told you about a trap, a bird trap. We have nest site competitors here in our neck of the woods, mainly the European starling, and I think it's the European house sparrow as well. We have never had trouble with house sparrow. Let me state that. Now, I probably just jinxed myself, but we've never had trouble with them. The starling is a non-native species, so you can do whatever you want to with a starling. You can eradicate them any way you want to. Now, shooting is a fun way to do it, but you know, we can't shoot any direction around here without shooting at a house. So I saw these plans on the internet about a trap, a repeating trap. And so I've made another one. This is the new model. The 2.0 model has finally brought away. So I made a new one. So we're going to scurry up to the corner of the pasture here and see the starling trap. We're scurrying along. Having to take the oyster shell to keep that dad blamed goat from trying to eat it. And you know, they wouldn't eat it, they just tear the bag and then scatter it all over the place. So goats. Where's my camera girl? Okay, she's back here. Here she comes. Oh yes, I'm scurrying. Skippity doo dah, skippity yay. Alright. So now then. Da 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 da. That, my friends, now we've got a video with the construction. That's the finished product. Finished product right there. That is a starling trap, house sparrow trap. What it is the birds that will want to go in that are cavity dwellers, such as martins, starlings, and bluebirds. So what happens, now y'all have seen, there's a video where it shows the mechanism on the inside. I have intentionally placed this thing up here at the wood line. It's up here because martins avoid structure. They won't go into the woods. They won't go into buildings per se. Now there is some places where they do, but around here they don't. But a starling will go anywhere. And if you look, it looks like there's 4 holes on the front of that thing and 1 hole in each end. But there's not. There's only 1 hole. And it's got a little bitty porch under it. But those dark circles on that white background are irresistible starlings, because they think that's a nest site. So they come up here, they check them out, and all they've got to do is hop in that one that's a true hole, and there'll probably be a video either tied onto this or linked to this. I'm not sure exactly how my wife will do it. But when they go through that hole, the little coffee can comes down, then they come out the back here and go down here, and they're caught in a cage. Now, as you can see, I have the duct tape on it. It is a true redneck build. But this cage down here has a lid on it. So this is a screw-on lid, kind of like for peanuts. You know, you get a jar of peanuts with a screw-on lid. That's what these things come from. I used to use them on my natural gourds. So once the starling falls down and is captured, I can do anything I want to. I can come out here with a pellet gun. I can dispatch him. You know, if I want to get him out there and take him 40 miles down the road, I can. I'm just going to tell you right now, I won't. But because, like I said, they are a non-native species. You can do whatever you want to with them. If you want to take them out of here and feed them to your pet iguana, you can do that. That's not funny. Iguanas have to eat too, honey. I don't know if they'd like starlings or not. But anyway, we're going to link some pictures of starlings and house sparrows and also bluebirds. Now, bluebirds are a lot easier to control when they want to nest in your gourds. Bluebirds are not communal nesters, one pair. Whereas martins, you know, my gourd poles down there, I've got, I think one pole, I got 16 gourds on it. And what happens is a bluebird, they're here year round, so lots of times they'll set up territories before the martins get here. And so they'll defend the entire pole, but only use one gourd. But that's a real easy fix. All you got to do is let your, I think I've already discussed this, you just let the gourds down, you plug them all up, and then you put up a bluebird house like 20 foot from the pole, and within a day's time, the bluebird, I don't know how they do it, but they'll find that house, and they'll be as happy as a pig in the mud. And that's how you take care of bluebirds that's wanting to, you know, try to take over your gourds. Now, I myself don't have a problem here because I have enough returning martins that when martins do show up, they show up in such numbers that the bluebirds can't defend their territory if they're trying to take a gourd over. So they just give up. But I have used the plug to gourds and put up a house, and it works great. So the only other thing, I've had not like 2 years, I had some fly catchers that set up housing in my gourds, and I think it was last year or year before last, I actually got a pair of tree swallows, which I had never seen around here. And they built a nest, but they didn't raise. I don't know what happened, but they're a cool looking bird. And then we have some, you know, sometimes we get barn swallows come into the barn, stuff like that. But the European starling, when you see them, I mean, they have a bill on them that looks like a hypodermic needle. And what happens is if they get into the gourd with the martin has no chance, because the martin is not made for fighting. They've got this big wide mouth to catch bugs in the air, and it, you know, it's not like the starling's beak, which they use to dig grubs out of the ground, and I mean, it's like a dagger. So if they get in a fight with a dagger, with a starling and their dagger, they're gone. So that's why I control starlings. If you have martins, I'm sure you have to do the same. If you're thinking about getting martins, you're going to have to be able to protect your martin site from the nest site competitors. And you know, we put snake guards on after I hadn't put them on yet. We don't have any nesting yet, but I've had snakes get into them. I've had owls get into them. You know, never had any trouble with raccoons, stuff like that. So anyway, but I did want to catch y'all up to date, put you up to speed on the Starling Trap. And I promise you, as soon as I catch one, it will be a homestead 2-minute tidbit, and I'll show it to you. And well, whatever I catch. I mean, if it's a starling, I mean, I'll show you whatever I catch. And if it's not something that I can, you know, if it's not something that's going to give me problems, I'll turn it loose. But if it's something that's going to give me problems, I'll take care of it. So that seems to be it on this beautiful Lord's Day. I hope everybody went to church this morning. We had an excellent service this morning at church. We had a young man turn his life over to Jesus. He was saved, and it was a great service. Oh, I got to do some holler outs. They call them shout outs. I call them holler outs. Okay, Grady and Wheeler at church today were asking me when I was going to mention their name again on my YouTube channel. So Grady and Wheeler, y'all cool. Oh, and Fisher too. And another young man at our church has his own little web YouTube channel, Zachary Day. I think it's Zachary Day's Outdoor Adventures or something like that. I'm sorry, Zach. I should have known that. If you go to our subscriptions, he's in there. But he's trying to build his numbers up. And yeah, down below, that's where we'll put a link. There you go. We'll put a link. He's trying to build his numbers up. So, you know, I'll give Zach a shout out. And I also want to mention how much we appreciate all of our subscribers. We have went into the triple digits this weekend. We hit 100 subscribers, and I am just flabbergasted at that. Hey, if you're watching this and you want to make a comment, just put a comment what state you're in. You know, just you don't have to do anything special. Just say, you know, what state you're in. That'd be kind of cool if you want to. If you're just cruising through, surfing YouTube, hey, we appreciate you watching our videos and liking them. And hey, you know, subscribe to us. We're not gonna, you know, try to sell you any product like soap or stuff like that. But we really do appreciate our subscribers, and we ask you to continue to like our videos, share them, and y'all just enjoy life. Bye bye.